Dolphin fans, welcome to another episode of the Fins Bandwagon. I'm your host, Bobby Melendez. Wait, no, my name is Evan Posner, Fins Pause on Twitter. And with me always is Fish Tank Hank, my dad. How are you, Fish?
I'm doing great. I see Hammer Time out there. What's
Hammer,
up?
Chris, Dolphins Thirsty.
What's up,
We love you,
Chris?
Dolphins Thirsty.
What's going on, Thirsty?
How you doing, Hank?
I'm doing great. I'm doing
doing
great,
great?
to be honest with you. I'm kind of celebrating right now. You know why?
Why are you celebrating?
Because my team's pissed off. That's why. This man right here is pissed at his own performance. He personally put out an apology to the Miami Dolphins fans on his performance. I don't expect that from any player to ever do that. So I got to give my man big props for that to start with. And I know he's pissed at himself. I know he felt like he could have done better. And, you know, there were some things that were missed here and there. But you know what? This is the Fins Bandwagon, bro. And I'm telling you, he is going to come back meaner and stronger than ever. When we roll in there, Christmas Day, prime time, got the first game at 1 o'clock, right? We're going to roll in there, a nice 56 to 60 degrees. Perfect football weather. We're going to roll into against Aaron Dodgers and the Pack. So, yeah, we laid an egg a little bit here and there. Yeah, coaching could have been different. But you know what? First-year head coach, I expect things like that to happen, especially during important games. That's when it always comes up. It just does. It's unfortunate, but it happens.
All I did was say,
but you know what? He's also smart. He's also smart and quick to learn. He learns things very quickly. Now, he might be persistent on trying to do something a certain way because he believes it'll work better for whatever reason. I don't know. But, you know, there could have been things done many different ways. So the positive turn on this is McDaniel's going to be pissed at himself. Everybody's going to be mad at themselves. The defense let Josh Allen run all over the place again, right? When it came down to the nuts and bolts, Josh Allen ran the hell out of the yards on the Dolphins. And that's what we've been needing to stop. I've been saying it all year. Miami can't stop the running quarterback. But guess what? Aaron Rodgers ain't really going to run that much anymore. He's not going to run that much. No, he's going to be busy getting beaten up in the backfield. So I'm not concerned with Aaron Rodgers either, all right? And I'm going to go there and personally watch the game. And you know, when I go watch the game and stay and watch them, we win. But I'm doing
everyone,
great.
Chris, Hammer, Thirsty, Steve, Mr. Producer. I have long-winded answers. All I asked Hank was how he was doing, and he went on a 7-minute answer. That was phenomenal.
I want to hear positivity from you, Evan.
All I asked was how you were. You went.
That's right.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. Show's over.
This is right up there. See it? The Fins Bandwagon.
He's trying to flush out your negativity, Evan.
Bobby, he just broke my record. I asked him how he was.
Yeah.
Everybody
wanted to hear that, didn't you, folks? You know you did.
Guys,
it's time for some positive vibes,
guys,
man.
I didn't even get to truly welcome you to the show. Don't forget to smash and like and subscribe. We're just following Real Talk Fins Talk. Phenomenal show. Thank you guys for giving us a lot of content that we continue to talk about with. I'd like to just also remind everyone that it's freezing cold in Montreal, and I'm wearing my new Dolphins hoodie with Tyreek Hill on the back. Phenomenal, comfortable. Buy yourself one. If you want one, check out JPF Scout, Digging in the Trenches, who's also on Dolphins Daily with Dolphins Thirsty. He'll hook you up. Phenomenal stuff. The most comfortable thing. I live in this thing. Phenomenal. And I have my new Waddle jersey behind me. I'm very, very happy. So don't forget to hook him up. Hank.
Yes.
I was upset on Sunday morning. You were disappointed in me. Steve loved me. I'm a bandwagoneer. Everyone on here, I want to just remind everyone, I live and breathe Miami Dolphins. Nothing gives me more joy and more pain than the Miami Dolphins. I entitled this show, are they going to grant me, in my stocking, I'm Jewish, but I'll still have a stocking. Are they going to grant me a...
Yeah, I sent out, I
in my
tweeted a
stocking.
Happy Hanukkah to everybody.
Thank
never
you.
Responded.
Third night of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. But I celebrate Christmas too. Honestly, in my stocking, are we going to have a lump of coal or playoffs? I love our team. The effort that they showed on Saturday night, and we're going to talk about Saturday night for a little bit, the effort they put in, there were errors, whatever, was beyond people's expectation, and I believe it was their game to win. Do you agree that this game, the players gave everything they could, and that there were errors made by other people who don't play on the football field that affected the outcome of that game? I'll give you my opinion after you give yours, because you haven't been able to recount the whole game. But tell me what you were thinking when you were watching the game, what your expectations were, and in the end, because I know what you said. You said if they won that game, they're going to the Super Bowl. They didn't win the football game. They didn't win the football game. They came close.
That's right. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
They came close.
They came close.
But tell me what your thoughts were of the overall performance of the offense, the defense, special teams, and the coaching staff.
Yeah. I think they needed to win this game and put a stamp on their abilities on what they can do. But all they really showed was what they couldn't do in a time of need, which is disappointing. There was bad calls. You're right, Chris. There were bad calls in there, no doubt. I'm just saying the total body of work wasn't there to beat that kind of team. And that's what I'm trying to say. As far as the offense did great. I mean, yeah, there were some drop balls again, too. Some important drops.
Braylon Sanders, run. Stop. He stopped. He stopped and jumped. That's what you teach a 5-year-old when he's playing that's what you teach a new guy when he's playing baseball. And the pop fly's coming to him and he hesitates. Run! Tua put it exactly where it should have been. Run, you moron. Run!
So, but the game itself was a little twisted for me, It was hard because I really wanted Miami to win this. They needed this win. And now they need to, they don't have to win every game. It's not that, but it's pretty damn close. So you might as well start with a win Christmas. They need to do something right. They got Aaron Rodgers on a short week. So it's time to change things around. But the other game, I know you want to talk about the other game. You want to talk about the misery, man.
No, I don't want to. No, I want to talk about the
Bandwagon.
There's lots of positives from that game. I'm going to give you all the positives.
Yeah, there's lots of positives, lots of lessons learned from that game.
Yeah.
And it also showed that Miami, if they really want to, can compete with top dogs.
And also, the cold doesn't matter. You bragged about it. The cold doesn't matter.
They competed with them in their weather, on their terms, and lost by a field goal. Okay? So I can't complain about that, to be honest with you. Okay. As a Miami Dolphins fan, I'm happy they put in the effort. I'm happy to see, like I said, from Tyreek Hill putting out personal messages. I haven't ever seen anybody do that from the Dolphins. So him sitting there saying, look, I messed up, and I'm going to eat the sandwich for you guys, but that ain't going to happen again, is what he said, too.
He still had a good game.
And I believe him.
I want to just talk about my overall. I've been saying for a month, Jason Sanders is going to turn around phenomenal. Special teams actually ran the ball on the kickoff. Good for Mostert. Thomas Morstead, phenomenal punting. The offense, whether you were Mostert, Savon Ahmed, you did whatever you had to do. Tua, I want to ask you, you know what's crazy about the whole thing with Tua and cold weather? Name me one other quarterback in the history of time that somebody questioned that he can't play in the cold. Hank, my kids play in the cold. Everyone plays in the cold. Everyone plays in the snow. Why is it that Tua, because he had 2 bad games in the cold, do you judge him for that? People have bad games in the cold. So what? You're going to blame Josh Allen because he had a bad game in the cold? He can't play in the cold anymore? Get him out of Buffalo. It's a joke. He did what he had to do. The defense did what they had to do as best as they could for what they have, right? They did as much as they could. The reason why I was frustrated with the game is I'm beyond the word
What's up,
proud
Cap?
of this team. Cap, what's up? The reason why I'm disappointed, Hank, is because you were hard on Tua also. We are still positive. He had 2 bad weeks. In LA, we didn't adjust in the second half. Last week, on Saturday, the thing that angered me the most was, when it's a red light, you stop. When it's a green light, you go. When it's a yellow light, you slow down. When you have Savon Ahmed, who hasn't
Wait
played
a
all
minute.
season.
That yellow sometimes is speed up.
Yes,
so you don't get caught in the traffic ticket.
Slow down, but maybe sometimes speed up. When there was a yellow light, on 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 4, instead of using Savon Ahmed, who was on 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 4, or we all knew. My kid was watching the game with me. Why are they throwing the ball? They're running like crazy. The parting of the Red Sea was open for these running backs all game. That's what angered me. The obvious was there, and they outsmarted themselves. And what you said, and the only thing that frustrated me, Hank, was the fact that you said Tyreek Hill took it on the chin. McDaniel did not take responsibility for his errors. The 2-point conversion call earlier in the game, on 4 consecutive 3rd downs, throwing the ball on bubble screens to Durham Smythe, all this kind of stuff. What frustrated me was the fact that he's a brilliant coach. We're all happy that he is our coach. But what frustrates me the most is he can't get out of his own way. And the reason I'm hard on him, because I want him to succeed as our coach. I want him to be a successful coach. But when you are allowing your team, Hank, 3 games, the reason we were successful the first 9-10 games of the year was that we kicked off the ball. The last 3 games, we've had to receive the ball. And at the end of a half, not working with your defensive coordinator, you've allowed 3 touchdowns heading into the locker room. That is a momentum killer. And those 7 points have cost you football games. Even if you would have gotten a field goal in those 3 consecutive games, you probably would have won those 3 football games. That's what frustrates me, is he's outsmarting himself.
Well, we don't want to discuss the frustration.
No. So what I'm about to ask you is turn me around on him. Why is it that right now, me, Steve, the frustrating people, Tyreek Hill, I'm proud of. He took responsibility. Jalen Waddle did the best he could. See, everyone's trying their heart out, but the X's of the world, the McDaniels of the world, the Chubbs of the world, they're underperforming, and that's frustrating me. So tell me, I'm proud of my team. They did everything they could. I still believe in this team. The problem is that the path to winning the last 3 weeks has been there, and our coach has outsmarted himself.
No.
Why?
He didn't outsmart himself. He just went with what he thought was going to make this game work, and he thought he needed a little extra against Buffalo. Now,
4 games in a row.
He should have run the ball at certain times, in most people's opinions. I wouldn't disagree with that, but he's a new coach. He's a very aggressive coach, play caller too, very aggressive. That's just his style. And if you don't like aggressive coach, you're not going to like McDaniel, because that's what he does. He's aggressive. Look throughout the entire season, and that's why you're seeing what you're seeing when you're seeing it, because no matter what situation he's in, he's aggressive. He wants the points on the board, and he goes for the points. And in his mind, throwing was the best option to get more points on the board.
Bubble screens are aggressiveness? Bubble screens?
Obviously, he felt like he was making the right decision. You're asking me about how he runs his entire game, not just one fragment of it. And I'm telling you, he is an aggressive coach. And that's just his style. And go back and watch the games, and I bet you'll come back and agree with me.
No, he's aggressive. The difference was that for the first time in a number of weeks, the running game was working, and he's a run game coordinator. He's not a passing coordinator, and he's overusing the pass and underutilizing the run. And finally, when the run is working, he gets away from it.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing with any of that.
Okay, so tell me.
It's not an argument for me. Okay. I'm not disagreeing, but that's his style, Evan. It's how he is, obviously.
But
when he goes back,
a recipe? Is it a recipe
I think
for success?
like everybody, he's going to have his end of the year, and he's going to look back and say, you know what? Damn it, I could have done that, or I could have done this, or maybe I should have done that, or maybe I should have done this. Everybody does that a little bit about something. You know what I mean? And I'm sure he will do that at the end of the season. But he is a first-year head coach. It is showing, like it, unfortunately does at times. It's showing, because aggressive is one thing, but like you said, trying to pass when you know you can run the ball already successfully doesn't make a lot of sense. But I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I just think that's his style. And let's answer a question for Cap for Life real quick. It says we're in the similar spot as last season. Why are we 7th seed right now? Why are we 2.5 games behind Buffalo? Your thoughts?
Go for it. You want me to go first?
No, you go.
Okay. We're in a similar spot because our coaching staff, which was supposed to be the MVP of this season, didn't prepare themselves for the adversity they would face on the road. They played weaker teams heading into the West Coast and this 3-game road trip, and they thought it might be smooth sailing. And they didn't adjust. The first game, Tua overthought himself. Second game, they overthought themselves overall. And the last game, they played their hearts out, but they tried to stick with what worked in previous games and not adjust to the elements that were in front of them. And that means running out the clock, killing the clock. We are the Miami Dolphins. We are our own worst enemy when it comes to success over the last 25 to 30 years. Whenever something seems good, we seem to make it hard on ourselves. When something seems too easy, we make it hard.
No, Evan, they wanted the positive spin on it, bro, not the negative.
I'm not done yet. I'm about to give you the positive spin. We're the 7th seed right now because we're a team of streaks, and it wouldn't have made sense to win last game. It just didn't seem right. It never felt right, and I think they just wanted to have this sense of adversity. All I want to tell you, though, is the fact that they're going home is a blessing in disguise. It's going to be a huge game for them. They're going home, and I think it's going to turn them around. I think this was just a mirage. I was hard on them the last couple games. My only frustration right now, like I said, is that the coaching staff has to see what works. They can't get off the field on 3rd down. They're throwing when they should be running. They're running when they should be throwing. Utilize the skills that you have and stop overusing. They're overusing Tyreek Hill. They're not using Mike Gesicki enough. The reason why they're in 7th place right now is that they have the talent enough to stay within the playoffs. They can compete with anybody. The number one positive thing I'm going to say is that the one pleasure I've had on Monday and Tuesday so far of listening to the talking heads is that the Miami Dolphin bandwagoneers, and I said this on Sunday, are being harder on their team than the media. The media think that the Dolphins show that they can ball with anybody. It doesn't matter if we have to go back into Cincinnati. It doesn't matter if we have to go to Kansas City. It doesn't matter if we have to go to Buffalo. We showed that we could play in cold weather and we could play with anybody. And if we make small adjustments, because we had the ball with 6-7 minutes left, and we had the ball, we made a mistake. The coach made a mistake on bad calls. Yeah. The game was ours. Going for the 2-point conversion. As long as he's willing to learn from these mistakes, and this is an aberration, and they head into the playoffs winning at least the next 3, I'll forgive him. But right now, he is actually hurting Tua. Tua's actually overcoming McDaniel's stupidity. For a couple of weeks, Tua needed McDaniel. Right now, McDaniel needs Tua to correct his errors. That's one thing I've got to believe. Okay, that's truly what I believe. Overall, this team has the talent to win. The problem we have right now is that.
So why are we still where we were? I mean, what's going to change now?
AFC,
why is it different now? Why is it different now this year than it was last year? It seems to him like we're in the same spot.
Because right now, Tua, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Christian Wilkins, Jalen Phillips, they were there. Tyreek Hill wasn't there, but Tyreek Hill's a winner. You have an elite player who's going to win you football games. He's going to win you a game. He will win you the game in New England. He'll win. Tua, Wilkins, Phillips, Waddle, they were all there last year.
Yep.
They know what it was like to finish 9-8. They're not going to let this happen again. There's no way. Tua is it's the craziest stat. You want to know the number positive stat about all this that I loved? Do you know who has the number one passer rating in the NFL right now? Do you know who it is?
It was Tua.
It still is Tua. Even with these crappy games, he's still number one. Who's number one in fan? Who's number one in fan for the Pro Bowl?
Tua.
Who's number two?
And who's
Tyreek
number
Hill.
two?
Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill.
You want to know why? Because the Miami Dolphins are a team that is beloved right now. And even though we're 8-6, in the end, we have a talented team that has underachieved over the last 3 weeks, but they're no scrub. That's why it's different. They are a team that even when they're on their worst day, because think about this, Han. The most positive thing I have to say is that they're 8-6 and they have 8 wins and they've yet to play a phenomenal football game. They've yet to play a phenomenal 60 minutes. It's going to happen. They have to have it happen. Let it happen in the playoffs for all I care. But they've yet to play a phenomenal 60-minute game. It has to happen.
Yeah.
And you want to know
I've
what?
been saying that all season.
How many games? And they haven't lost.
I honestly believe Christmas, we might get a present on Christmas.
Oh, no, we're going to win on Christmas. I have no doubt we're going to win on Christmas. You want to know why? Because look at you're number one. You're at the game. Number one. Number
5-1 at home.
By the way, the one loss is a loss they should have won. If Tua was playing that game, it was a touchdown game. It was nothing. That was just because we didn't have a quarterback.
Didn't I leave that game?
No, you left the Texans game.
Was it the Texans? I had to leave on one of them.
The Texans game, you got bored. So let me ask you, you answer this question now. Why are we in a similar situation?
Well, let me answer. We're not in the similar situation, okay? We're not the same Dolphins we were last year as far as it goes for Cap. Miami Dolphins have stepped up and made quite a few changes. Coaching obviously needs to be tweaked. I mean, the guy's new. It happens, but he's also very aggressive, and I like that because he's going to need that against Mahomes or Allen or whoever they go against when they make the playoffs. And 2 of their next 3 games are at home. So having those home field advantage games also increases their odds to finishing out the season in nice weather and all that. It's supposed to be 60 degrees.
Only 60? Or was it getting cold? What's up with Florida lately?
It's supposed to be 60. So that's perfect football weather. And I sit right in the sun. What's up, Realtor? What's up, Steve? What's up, Ryan? And, Miami's not the same team they were. They have much more talent than they had on offense last year. Way more talent. Now, it's not showing in some games, but that happens. I mean, it's football.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no perfect science to it. I mean, it's a game, and these guys are trying hard. They're trying to come together as a unit. And, they showed they can run the ball. So now maybe McDaniels will go back and smack himself in the head a couple times and say, let me come up with some more running schemes and see which direction we can go and take that on. I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the defense a little bit. The defense can get off the field on 3rd down, 3rd and 17. The defensive line, Phillips, Sealer, Wilkins. The one thing that shocked me, I don't know if you knew this. You know that the at the time where when they were going down the field and they got that play against Kohu and there was a couple plays there, do you know who wasn't on the field? Did you notice who wasn't on the field at the time? I was shocked. The defensive line was Wilkins, Phillips, Sealer, Jenkins. You know who wasn't on the field? Chubbs and Ingram. No Chubbs, no Ingram. I don't understand. I'm going to give – this is what Boyer is playing with a very weak secondary. X is a shell of himself. We don't know what the heck's going on in his head. He just seems disinterested. Still love the guy, but he seems disinterested this season. In the end, he's doing the best with what he has. He has broken parts. But my frustration is that when things seem the defense it's not going to win you the football game, but don't lose us the football game. Why is it Tell me how they're going to overcome the fact that on 3 consecutive games that where they don't have the football heading into the second half, they're giving up touchdowns. How is the defensive coordinator going to correct this? How is he going to stay? Because he could end up losing us this season if it continues to be. Because Steve made a great point he made during his press conference. They're anticipating my zero blitz, but I'm still zero blitzing. So why is he being as stubborn as McDaniel and doing things that don't seem to be working? Why do you think that is?
I don't think that Fisher's a bust yet, Chris.
He hasn't played yet. We got him for nothing. He's only
we didn't pay.
No, wait. Eric Fisher's not playing because Armstead is a warrior and Brandon Shell has been playing phenomenal. Like if you notice the run game on Saturday, they all went to the right side. It was phenomenal. Shell and Hunt were phenomenal.
Back to your question. What was your
Boyer.
question?
What are we doing about Boyer?
What are we doing about Boyer? He's going to be fired next year. He will be fired next year. That's obvious. I don't see McDaniels keeping him around. That was a Miami Dolphins. Keep him there. Get McDaniel comfortable until he can find or bring in somebody good. I hear there's somebody like, I don't know, Bowles or somebody like that would be a nice pickup.
Or anybody.
You know, there's a few people out there that I would like them to see. But no, I don't think he's a bust yet. I don't know.
Chubb a bust? Is Chubb a bust?
No, Chubb isn't a bust. I don't think Chubb's a bust.
What's going on with him? Because I don't want to hear that he's a decoy for Phillips because he's not being double covered and he's not getting to the quarterback. So what do you think it is?
Well, there's something there that maybe he's injured and they're not telling anybody. You know, sometimes players play injured.
I think it is.
Say anything.
I find it very weird of a football player that only one wears one of those black patches under his eye. What's wrong with the other eye? The other eye doesn't need protection from the sun. I don't understand. I don't understand that for my life. Okay.
Yeah, he was signed for depth, not every play also. So,
but he's the highest paid defensive player on the team. So come on. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thirsty, Chris, Hammer Time, Realtor, Steve, Ryan, everybody, thank you for watching. Now let's talk about the upcoming game. What are your plans for the Christmas holidays as you're heading towards Hard Rock Stadium? Tell me what you're looking forward to. What are you doing to lead up to that game?
Oh, man. You know, I was trying to find somebody, a sponsor is what I was trying to find. I wanted somebody to sponsor my car and put a Miami Dolphins logo on it and stuff. And I wanted to drive my car down with a Miami Dolphins logo all over, you know, morph it into a Miami Dolphins mobile is what I want. So I've been checking out different wraps. And I know that they can do custom wraps now. So they might be able to do something up for my car, but maybe in the future I'll do something like that when I drive down. So anyway, I'm going to drive down and have a nice ride. And then, of course, when I get there, I'm going to party. We're going to bring a bottle of something for our neighbors because they always offer us, but I can't drink. So I always have to tell them no. So I told my wife next time we go, which happens to be Christmas, grab a nice bottle of something and let's take it down and give it to them and tell them, you know, happy holidays, la, 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 and do our thing, do our tailgate thing.
Yeah, because that's all. By the way, most people should be going tailgating. Nothing else is open except pharmacies and Starbuckses and the Chinese food on Christmas Day. Not much else is open, anyways. By the way, do you know how much you could make for a ticket? I have friends who are going down south. They were looking at tickets for that game. You cannot get a ticket for under $300 US, even in the nosebleeds now, because everyone's down there during Christmas. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think mine. I paid like when I figure out my annual season ticket, I paid $500 a seat per game.
But you want to know what? You enjoy your retirement. You deserve it. Let's talk about this game. Tell me what fear worries you about the Green Bay Packers.
Nothing.
Anything?
No. I'm not concerned about the Green Bay Packers.
They need to win out to potentially make the playoffs. Does that scare you at all?
Well, so does Miami.
Miami needs to win too.
Miami's coming off of three poor performances. They got a bad taste in their mouth. They're coming home, And Aaron Rodgers is going to be a piece of mincemeat when the defense is done with his old ass. All right? Tua's going to be balling out. You know Tyreek Hill isn't going to let that happen again. It's not going to happen a second time, in his opinion. He's like, guys, this is changing. And he's there for that change. He's been making that change. He's been calling his call, and he's been standing by what he says. And I believe him. Now, Waddle's also been playing a little bit hurt too, but he might be okay now. So watch out. Watch out. The dynamic duo might be putting their masks on and coming and seeing you for Christmas.
Because it's also a game of it's also a game between LaFleur, McDaniel, two so-called offensive geniuses. This is a game for him to say, you want to know what? I am smarter than the next guy because I can learn from my mistakes, right? He has a lot more talent on his side than LaFleur. If he loses this game, McDaniel, which he won't, then we have a major problem because he's at home. It's Christmas Day. It's perfect football weather. You have your crowd. You have all the motivation to win this football game. There's zero reason why we should lose this football game. None. There's zero reason why. If we lose this game, there's serious flaws with what he's doing. Do you not agree?
Well, I have to say right now, the defense is in big trouble. And, the defense is in big trouble. It's really that simple, folks. Our defense has let the games go lately. And, Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't run at all, does he, Evan?
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't run. So my point is, Miami has to obviously still stop the run. It's been their Achilles heel this whole year. I mean, it was their Achilles heel last year. They haven't fixed that.
But by the way, they still haven't given up a 100-yard rusher, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, except for Justin Field, they haven't given
quarterbacks have run over 100 yards on them.
Yeah, but not running backs. Because Sealer and Wilkins has been phenomenal. Up the middle. It's when you go to the sides.
Absolutely. You have phenomenal play on the line up the middle. No doubt.
This team does not have a linebacker to cover. When you have Duke Riley trying to cover people like Dawson Knox, forget about it. When you have when Cater Kohu, an undrafted Division II rookie, is outplaying Xavier Howard, you're in trouble. When you're playing without Brandon Jones, but you want the difference? Cater Kohu's playing his heart out. Javon Holland, I hope everyone remembers this. Do you know where Javon Holland is from? Canada. Phenomenal player. Phenomenal talent. He's been playing well. If we had Brandon Jones still there, right now there's still time to go get someone in the secondary heading to the playoffs. They need to curb this because they have to figure something out. They're playing with their 9th, 10th cornerbacks. Even Noah had to play last game.
Yeah.
The problem right now is they have to stick to their strength. If they have to play zone, play zone. No, but play zone if you have to. Stop playing man. Stop chasing the guys. Help each other out.
But I'm here to hear the positive spin. What's the positive spin on it?
The positive spin is that Jalen Phillips, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, and Javon Holland are on your defense. That's the most positive thing I can get, is that these 4 players can help you win football games, and they can cover a lot of the errors that the rest of the core is making.
And you also have players that are kind of hurt maybe that might be coming back nice and healthy.
Let's hope. Let's fingers crossed. Maybe they're saving Byron Jones for the playoffs. Who knows? You never know. We'll never know.
No. Byron Jones is gone.
No, do me a favor.
McDaniel's so pissed about having him on the team and wasting a spot.
Yeah, but he's also but McDaniel, he sort of did that where he kept on procrastinating with it.
He didn't have a choice.
I know that. It's been a rough year. I feel bad for poor McD. I feel so bad for him. What an awful opportunity to have Tyreek Hill to Jalen Waddle. Let me ask you an important question.
Okay.
Why can't they shock the world for just a game and throw Mike Gesicki the ball over the middle?
They are going to shock
pooch passes. Do you understand, Hank? You at 3:00 in the morning, after being up for 23 consecutive hours, to tackle Mike Gesicki with one hand. You see how
Well-
easily he went down on Saturday? The man cannot shed a tackle for his life. That's why you have to get him in open space. The moment he has to run, once he catches the ball, he's gonna fall. He can't run. He can't get to attack. So put him in a position up the middle. Do something with him, because Trent Sherfield dropping a ball, Tyreek Hill jumping a ball. You know who would never have dropped that ball in the end zone? Those two plays, Mike Gesicki. Utilize the guy. Use him. He's $11 million sitting on your bench. Why isn't he using him? I'm trying to be positive. Well, use Mike Gesicki. He's talented. Use him. Why aren't they using him?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what else you got for me, Evan?
Okay. What gave you more joy? Sorry. What gives you more joy? A Dolphins win, or what happened to the Patriots on Sunday? Great. Honestly, that made all of my sadness go away. When he threw that ball, I go to myself, Bill Belichick will not be remembered for his 7
When he
Super
got
Bowls.
smashed in the face, I was laughing. I couldn't help it. I was laughing.
By the way, did you see Rack Jones fall? Like, he didn't even try to tackle him. He goes, I'll move out of the way. But honestly, the Jets, the reason why I'm confident about this team, Hank, and I think you should be too, the Jets are going to choke on Thursday night. The Jaguars are coming strong. The Ravens are not so strong. Right now, the concerns of this conference are outside of us, are the Chiefs, who almost lost to the Texans, mind you. The Bills, who haven't been perfect this season. The Bengals are coming on very strong. And the Chargers. The Ravens are falling apart. The Titans are falling apart. The Jets are falling apart because they have to put freaking Zach Wilson in. And the Patriots are falling apart. The Dolphins just have to take care of their own business. Play smart, conservative football. Play smart football. Utilize what was
Play
working.
smart football.
Smart. But go with your strength. Keep a balanced attack. The closest thing we've had to a perfect game was the Cleveland game where we had 33 passes and 33 passes and 33 runs. Utilize that. What do you think?
Agree.
What is the recipe for success on Sunday for this team? What is the recipe for success?
The recipe for success: contain the quarterback. It's been the same thing. They have to contain the quarterback. I believe some of the players are either going to be healthier or more injured, and either Fisher might or might not step up. I mean, I go back and forth on these types of things in my head. Is Fisher, because Chris asked earlier, is he going to come back? Is he going to play? Is Armstead needing a break? I mean, where are we at on that line? That line always concerns me. Always, until they nail a couple nails in the coffin, that O-line will continue to cause concern.
Right. For me, the key to the game is stop. One thing that does not work with this team is short passes along the line of scrimmage. You don't have the blocking scheme. Smythe can't do it. Ingold can't do it. Hunter Long can't do it. Gesicki can't do it. If you're not going to run the ball, you have to throw the ball forward. You can't throw it sideways. It does not work. Mm-hmm. Honestly, don't do it. You're going to lose yards. Honestly. And by the way, you know what no one ever mentioned, which was phenomenal, and I just went to look? You know what we did for the first time, like in 4 games? We actually dominated the time of possession. It was phenomenal. We actually had more, even after that 6-minute drive. But honestly, the positives I can take out of this is Tua played well. Tyreek Hill didn't. Tyreek Hill didn't and still played well. Waddle played well. Mostert played well. Savon Ahmed played well. The offensive line played well. Jason Sanders played. There's just small little adjustments. They need to make small little adjustments. Go with what works. You're playing a team that
better coaching.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to get better. It's that simple. He's getting his first year pass from me. But after this year, if he pulls some kind of garbage like this, I'll be like,
But also, you know what it is, Hank? The league, this conference in this league is not better than it was last year. I'll be honest with you. And if we can't finish with more wins than we did last year, where we have a top 5 offense, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, Wilkins played well too, Chris. Yeah,
for sure.
Right.
No, actually, Wilkins was quiet. The star of that was Jalen Phillips. That guy is a monster. A phenomenal player. Honestly, like, to watch him play defense is a pleasure to watch. Sealer doesn't stop. It's a pleasure. For me, this team, it should be an easy win. The Packers have stunk it up this year. The last 2 wins they have are against the Rams, who can't win nothing, the Bears, who can't win nothing. We went through the ringer. We're coming off difficult losses, and we're motivated. If we were still on the road, we'd all have maybe more concerns. We're coming home. They're sleeping in their own bed. They're seeing their family. They get to spend Christmas Eve and Christmas morning with their families, and then they get to go win a football game. So for me, the playoffs are in my stocking, not a lump of coal. Do you agree with me, Hank?
I totally believe that the Miami Dolphins will win a minimum of 2 of the last 3.
Which one worries you?
Which one worries me? I don't think any of them really worry me. The
New
Jets
England
have
is done.
I like Miami at home a lot. I usually do not root or do not pick against Miami if they're at home. I always believe they can win at home. And our only away game right now is New England.
And New England is shot. They're done. That game completely traumatized them. And Mac Jones cannot throw. The only thing we have to do is stop the run. What we've done well this year is stop running backs. So I'm not worried about that. Because we've been
but we still have to go up there in their stadium, in their weather, and try to do it again. This is another Buffalo.
It's going to be
Miami Dolphins game is what this is.
It's going to be the Xavier Howard show. He likes to play in New England. He does well when he's there.
Somebody better play when we go see New England. That's all I have to say.
They're going to play. They're going to play. They're going to run the ball. They're going to play well.
And I believe we're going to do well. I'm just saying,
as long as Matt Patricia is their offensive coordinator, I'm not worried about New England. No concerns. You know what I mean? All I can say, guys, we're 47 minutes into the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Everyone, Thirsty, Chris, Realtor. If you guys have any fun questions to ask us before we end the show in a few minutes, please shout them out. We're going to have some fun. But for me, the best part about this show for me is I get to have my realistic negative take on Sundays and Mondays, and then I get to spend time with my pops, and he gets to bring me around. And I get to be positive for 4 or 5 days, and then when they win, I'm good for a week. When they're not good, I get to be miserable only for 24 hours.
Yeah, but you know what, Evan? I'm just here to go.
Nah.
Come on, man. Give me the positive.
But I want to tell you something. I am positive about this team. This team has a talent to win. The problem we've had, my number one issue has been a coach, whether it was Flores with holding back Tua, or whether it's McDaniel getting in his own way. Coaches are stubborn. That's why I will tell you, Bobby, for me, the reason why he was so focused. Look at Doug Peterson. A veteran coach has a overall control of this team. What McDaniel's doing this year is he's taking the lead of the offense, and he's letting Boyer, even though he can give Boyer crap, Boyer was sort of, like you said, supplanted on him. He's letting the season go by before he has to deal with it. The problem is that by not showing the forcefulness of a head coach in that sense of taking your defensive coordinator to task or your special team coordinator to task, that's the frustrating part for me. And I understand he's a new coach. He doesn't want to ruffle any feathers. But at the same time, you don't want your defense to cost you football games. And in 2 games in a row, your defense has left you out high and dry, but giving up 7 points heading into every half.
You're talking long passes and quarterbacks running. That's what has hurt Miami's defense. Big time.
Yeah. The secondary is depleted. The secondary.
Third and a million. Zoom, there goes the ball from the opposing quarterback. First down.
But
or
No
penalty.
one, by the way, do you not agree? I'm convinced this whole structure of this defense changed the moment Brandon Jones went down, because he's like a linebacker. He is a player that we never thought we would miss as much as we did. No one talked about him at the beginning of the year. He's such a phenomenal talent for you. And we miss Rowe. Rowe was a big loss last game. When you have Keon Crossan having to play on that field, or Clayton Fejedelem over Eric Rowe is not a phenomenal talent, but he's much better than they are in that experience of that type of game. And playing in the cold and playing in that element and playing in that. But overall, guys, You want to know what? We all predicted at the beginning of the year that people predicted that we weren't going to win one in Buffalo. We lost. We won one. They won one, and it's all fair. Now we have to take care of our own business. We have to get revenge on the Jets. We have to sweep the Patriots, and we have to make those cheese. We have to turn the cheese heads into string cheese, and we're going to. In my prediction, because I've been Mr. Negative, I'm not going to be negative like Dolphin Thirsty was on Real Talk Fins Talk. Just kidding, Dolphin. This team is going to put up 40. They're going to put up 40. They are angry. They're not even going to make this a close game. They're going to put up 40 points, maybe 42, I'll say. They're going to win 42-14. It's not even going to be close. This is going to be a Christmas to remember. No one else is watching this game. They are going to put a stamp on the fact that you want to know what? They are no scrub. And they are going to kick ass on Sunday.
Take the realist out of your name.
No.
Quiet.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Producer.
Quiet.
You were the one taking me down a ledge. We'll see on Fins Talk today. I bet you that Mr. Realist, Mr. El Jefe, is going to predict a massive win for the Dolphins.
Now you got him going off, Bobby.
Because Bobby was Mr. Bandwagon on Sunday. I'm going to when I need some when I'm down and I have to listen to something positive, I'm going to listen to how Bobby was proud of Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel and Tua and the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. 50% of what I just said was correct. The other half, pick the 50%. Guys, any final thoughts, Hank?
Yeah. I'm glad that we discussed how it's going with the Miami Dolphins in a positive vibe. And I'm glad I was able to knock you off of that track you were stuck on. Because I'm telling you, the Dolphins, like you said, they're upset. It's not same old, same old. You have a lot of talent on this team. It's just, is it ever going to become a complete team? And we're talking all stages of the game. They haven't done a complete team game, like you said. And until we start doing those things, we're not going to make it far in the playoffs, in my opinion. So Miami hasn't shown that they can consistently do that. So that's my biggest concern going forward, to answer your earlier question. But no, fins up, everybody. I think the Miami Dolphins have a great shot at the playoffs. They could even drop one and still come out winning,
Oh, they need to win 3 in a row. Guys, let's all hope they win 3 in a row.
I want them to win 3 in a row.
The reason why they have to win 3 in a row is the last thing we want to hear on the Fins Talk Sports Network is that Bobby was right and that they were 10-7. Please, Miami Dolphins, we're going to have to suffer through this for 10 months about the fact that Bobby was right.
Yeah,
we
but
can't
he
have
changed
that happen.
it.
No,
he changed it.
But he was still he Monday morning quarterback. He'll go back to 10-7. He's hedging his bets, but we love El Jefe.
No, he's not.
He's the best. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Dolphins family, for bringing me back to the positive side of things. And while Brett and Bobby were sort of dragging me back to the realist side, let's go back to the bandwagon side. 42-14. I'm not concerned. We're going to have fun on Sunday. Fish Tank Hank is at the game. We're winning when he's there. The only game we lost, Tua wasn't there. We didn't play it. We almost won that game. Chris, Dolphin Thirsty, Ryan, Steve, Dolphineer. Who else was on the show? I don't want to miss anybody. Cap for Life and our favorite founder. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to watch the rest of the shows this week. I wish everybody a very happy Hanukkah, a very Merry Christmas. I'll be trolling on all the shows for the rest of the week. Don't forget to watch Fin Talk today on Saturday, leading up to the game on Sunday, where we're going to be basically prime time in the afternoon. No one else but anybody watching is Dolphins. Don't forget to everybody, fins up.
Fins up.